Good afternoon, and welcome to the 90th Commencement exercises celebrating the achievements of the class of 2014. We will begin our program today with our national anthem, which will be sung by Professors Carrie Bricker, Clark Kelso, Jay Leach, and Jared Wong, along with one of today's graduates, Daniel Jensen. Please stand for the national anthem and then remain standing for the invocation by Dr. Joel LOHR, University MULTIFAITH Chaplain.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon. For those who would like to join me, we offer up this prayer. Holy Presence, gracious God, we humbly invoke your blessing upon this ceremony as we honor our graduates, celebrate achievements, and confer degrees. I pray not only that you bless this ceremony, but that you bless this law school and all who work hard to make it what it is, an instrument of justice in this country and the world. I pray especially for our dean, our faculty, our administrators, our staff, and students. We know that our graduates have worked very hard to get where they are today, and they've made it here through the help of others. We give thanks today for those friends and family members now, especially parents, spouses, partners, children, grandparents. May you bless them today. And now, as we begin, I pray that you give our courage to our speakers, that they may speak truth. I pray that our graduates may have a sense of accomplishment. And I pray that we may all learn something more today about how to make this world a better and more just place. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. Thank you, Dr. LOHR. I am now pleased to introduce our distinguished platform party. As I call the names of those on the platform, please rise and remain standing, and I would ask that you hold your applause until all have been introduced. First, our university regents, Judge Consuelo M. Callahan, Dr. Tony Chan, Judge Morrison C. England, Jr., Reverend Kathy McShane, and Gary Mitchell. Second, our senior university leadership, Dr. Pamela EIBECK, University President, Dr. Maria Pallavicini, University Provost, Bernie Atterbury, University Vice President for Development and Alumni Relations, Linda Buckley, University Associate Vice President for Planning, Patrick Day, University Vice President for Student Life, Dr. Louis Gale, Dean of the Eberhart School of Business, Mary Lou Lackey, University Vice President and Secretary to the Board of Regents. Dr. Joel Lohr, University MULTIFAITH Chaplain, and Ken Mullen, University Vice President for Business and Finance. Finally, I'm proud to recognize our distinguished faculty seated on the platform. The faculty are individually identified in your program, but I ask them now to stand together for a well-deserved acknowledgement. Commencement is a day for the faculty as much as for graduates, and I can tell you based on my experience, there's nothing more fulfilling to a professor than watching your students receive their degree. Please now join me in recognizing our platform party. I am now honored to provide a more complete introduction of our commencement speaker, the Honorable Consuelo M. Callahan, Judge of the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit. Judge Callahan graduated from Stanford University with a degree in English in 1972, received her JD from Pacific McGeorge School of Law in 1975, and received her LLM from the University of Virginia School of Law in 2004. She worked first as a deputy city attorney for the city of Stockton, and then as a deputy district attorney for the San Joaquin County District Attorney's Office, until 1986, when she was appointed commissioner of the municipal court for the Stockton Municipal Court. In 1992, she was appointed to the Stockton Superior Court, and in 1996 was elevated to the 3rd District Court of Appeal. She left the Court of Appeal in May 2003 to accept an appointment to the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit, where she currently serves. I'm particularly pleased to be able to announce that it was just recently announced Judge Callahan is this year's recipient of the Ninth Circuit Professionalism Award, which will be presented to her at the Ninth Circuit Judicial Conference in July. Judge Callahan has served as a regent for the University of Pacific from 2005 to the present. Judge Callahan has been a devoted and tireless contributor to the university and McGeorge, doing everything from working with individual students on career planning to hosting events for alumni and students in her chambers. She is a dedicated public servant, and we thank her for being with us today. Please join me in welcoming Judge Callahan.
Welcome and good afternoon, graduates, family, friends, honored guests, President EIBECK, Provost Pallavicini, Dean MOOTZ, faculty, and regents. Congratulations, graduates. As a Pacific McGeorge graduate myself and a regent for the University of Pacific, I am especially honored and proud to be here today. Much in the same way that your families are beaming today, I feel the same close connection to you and your accomplishment. I am honored to be a part of this moment as you stand on the precipice of your future, waiting to take the plunge into what I know will be a rewarding career. Just as we are all proud of you, you should also be very proud of yourself. A law degree is a monumental accomplishment that gives you the power to make great contributions to our society and to indelibly impact the lives of many people. You are the protectors of the rule of law. While I know you are euphorically happy today, finally, law school is over, I also suspect that you are pensive, even worried about what the future might hold. In life, the glass is most always half empty or half full. Rarely is it just empty or full. You have a choice of how you view life. My advice to you today is always see the glass as half full. If you are grateful and positive, your life will be so much more meaningful and enjoyable. Cicero said, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of all virtues, but the parent of all others." That being said, however, sometimes we have to take a closer look at events in our lives before we understand the value of an experience or feel grateful for what we have learned. As lawyers, our first instinct is to look for the weaknesses and to look for the problems. This negative lens may work well for legal analysis, but it does not work well for life. If you are as intelligent as I know you are, you cannot help but ponder the question of whether going to law school was worth it. Socrates wisely said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." And I agree with that. Of course, who would not agree with Socrates? You definitely should give thought to all the important decisions you make in life. But I caution you not to jump to conclusions or judge a decision by only a snapshot in time. While you might not be sure today whether going to law school was the best use of your resources and time, I can tell you that you will absolutely be positive in the future when you have the opportunity to see and to understand the value of the education you have received from Pacific McGeorge. You have to let things play out. You have to be patient. The value of your law degree is enduring. I have 39 years of value, without a doubt, the best investment I ever made. If you aren't sure today, I promise you, you will agree with me in time. As upbeat and positive as I am standing in front of you today, what many people don't know is that I hated law school. Absolutely hated it. I loved all the rest of my school. I loved high school, I loved my education at Stanford, I loved my LLM at the University of Virginia, but I hated law school. The only reason that I graduated The only reason that I graduated is I am not a quitter. I would sooner die than quit. The first time I thought it might have been worth the pressure and the work was when I walked out of the bar on the third day. The reason I am telling you this is because the story has a very happy ending. Had you asked me the value of my law degree on graduation day, my answer would have been much different than the one I'm giving you today. From the day I finished the bar exam, I have loved every day, and I have loved every job that I have had. I can count on one hand the moments, and I tell you they are just moments, that I was not completely fulfilled in my career. And I give the credit to Pacific McGeorge for training me to be a professional that was able and ready to meet all of the challenges and leverage all of the opportunities that I would encounter in my professional life. Just like many of you, I graduated from law school with student loans, and I did not have a job. My happiness to be done with law school was somewhat dampened by concerns for my future. In hindsight, maybe my parents were a little bit concerned, but they never showed any signs of worry or concern. They believed in me, and they were right to do so. My parents' confidence in me gave me confidence. To the families and friends of all the graduates, give your graduate the same gift that my parents gave me. Just be proud and excited about the future. Your graduate will be a fine lawyer. We have provided your graduate with an excellent education. He or she will be able to swim with all the big fish. The sky is the limit. My life is proof of that. When I graduated from law school, there were less than 10 women in my graduating class. I was the first lawyer in my family. I was entering a profession that was predominantly male, and I had no contacts in the legal profession. The challenges were different then, but there were challenges nevertheless. There will always be challenges. Had I allowed others the power to define what was possible in my career, I would have never achieved the accomplishments I have. Successful people chart their own courses, disregarding naysayers that would set arbitrary limits. You must remain true to yourself, and you must always persevere. Former President Bill Clinton ably stated, "If you live long enough, you'll make mistakes, but if you learn from them, you'll be a better person." It's how you handle adversity, not how it affects you. The main thing is never quit, never quit, never quit. Your fortune can change in a moment. The day of graduation, I had no job. Right after I took the bar exam, I was offered a job, and I have never been unemployed a day in my life since. In fact, the job I have now, I was appointed by the president for life. It doesn't get better than that. Graduates, you will find similar opportunities, and you will turn those opportunities into success because you are very well prepared and qualified for what lies ahead. As a federal judge, I have had the opportunity to hire law clerks from the top law schools in the country. When I say the top law schools, I am referring to the rankings done by U.S. News and World Report. U.S. News and World Report has not been fair to Pacific McGeorge. Our ranking is not an accurate reflection of the quality of our students and our lawyers and the quality of the education that we offer. I can say from firsthand experience in hiring Pacific McGeorge graduates, you compete favorably with all of the top schools around the country. As a Pacific McGeorge graduate, however, I do not only believe that we are competitive with the top schools, I also believe that our lawyers are better than many of the lawyers from more highly ranked schools. Why do I believe that? Because I have seen it in myself, my own legal career, and I have seen it in the McGeorge graduates I have hired. I see it regularly in the legal communities where I have practiced as well. Unfortunately, some people put stock in the U.S. News and World Report, so it must be our mission to show them the truth. I have spent my career having something to prove, and in an odd way, it may have been the best thing that ever happened to me. I have blazed trails and achieved many firsts because I've always had a fire in my belly and a fierce drive that you don't see in people when life comes too easily. What is different about Pacific McGeorge graduates is we do not feel entitled, and we feel like we have something to prove. Knowing that we have something to prove makes us work harder than almost everyone else. We know that you earn respect and success. There is no entitlement. Not feeling entitled also makes us feel grateful for all that is good in life. Being grateful to others and thanking others for their support is absolutely crucial for a successful career. So today, be grateful for all of those who have made this day possible. Your family, your friends, your faculty, your mentors, anyone that's given you a hand throughout your life. Make sure that you say thank you. This day did not happen without the help of others. Make sure that you continue to thank people at every step in the way of your career. Pacific McGeorge is here for you, from the cradle to the grave. We want to know when we can help you, but we also want to know when you are doing well. We also want you to help us. You are part of a prestigious family of lawyers. Anytime you can hire or help one of our graduates, you strengthen and broaden our reputation and our brand. Lastly, I know that you are ready for a successful future, but you must know that as well. That's the most important thing. Do not give rankings the power to tell you whether you're good or not. You have received a great education. Those who have proceeded from before you from Pacific McGeorge have created a legacy of excellence. 90 years this year. We are your proof. We are counting on you to go forward, to show the world just how great we are. While I'm not quite ready to retire, I am prepared to pass the baton to you, to pass the torch, to begin the next 90 years of excellence for Pacific McGeorge. You have our blessings, you have our confidence, and you have our support. Success awaits you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Callahan. It is now my pleasure to introduce the President of the University of the Pacific, Dr. Pamela EIBECK, who will convey her personal congratulations to the class of 2014. Pamela A. EIBECK became the 24th President of the University of the Pacific in 2009. Under her leadership, Pacific is expanding its presence in Sacramento and San Francisco in implementing a bold strategic vision, Pacific 2020. President EIBECK earned her bachelor's through doctoral degrees in mechanical engineering from Stanford University. Her presidency follows a distinguished career as a researcher, teacher, educational reformer, and university administrator. Prior to her presidency, EIBECK served as Dean of Engineering at Texas Tech University and taught as a tenured professor at Berkeley and at Northern Arizona University. President EIBECK has demonstrated great vision and support for the law school in numerous ways, and I'm pleased to introduce her and ask you to join me in welcoming her.
Congratulations, graduates. What a wonderful day this is for all of you. I'm delighted to be here to celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2014, graduating during Pacific McGeorge's 90th year. What a milestone for you and for McGeorge. You have worked tremendously hard, and I'm proud to call you graduates of University of the Pacific and members of the Pacific family. First, let me thank our distinguished Board of Regents for their dedicated leadership and hard work on behalf of the university. You've just heard the inspiring words from one regent, the Honorable Connie Callahan. And of course, we're so delighted that she was recognized with the Ninth Circuit Professionalism Award. Well, I'm also pleased to let you know that another wonderful regent and McGeorge alumnus, the Honorable Morrison England, Chief United States District Judge, has also been honored by the American Board of Trial Advocates as their 2014 Judge of the Year. Congratulations to you both. They are both outstanding examples of the opportunities that are in front of you. Next, I'd like to recognize your excellent Dean, Jay MOOTZ, and his team. Dean MOOTZ has provided outstanding leadership during a time of change in the legal profession. He clearly has the vision and the leadership to chart a successful course for McGeorge's next 90 years. Jay is fortunate to be able to build on the foundation set by two prior deans who were recently awarded Emeritus Dean status, Deans Elizabeth Rinskoff-Parker and Jerry Kaplan. We are privileged to honor them and to congratulate them for that status. Graduates, today's world is complex, fast-paced, and dynamic. It demands critical minds, ethical hearts, and a willingness to work together. Fortunately, the education you have received at Pacific McGeorge has prepared you to thrive in this world and to live a life of excellence, principle, and service. During your time at Pacific, you have participated in pioneering legal clinics, offering pro bono service For those of you who don't know what pro bono means, that's free. A hallmark of a McGeorge education for more than 40 years. You've won victories for clients who might not otherwise have access to justice. The elderly, the sick, the poor, the exiled, and the disenfranchised. You've volunteered thousands of hours in dozens of community-oriented initiatives. And you've worked to enhance the community of Oak Park, the city of Sacramento, and well beyond. I applaud this commitment and I urge you to continue. Take what you've learned at Pacific, the training that has given you a top legal mind, and use it to make the world a brighter place. Class of 2014, keep dreaming big, keep working hard, keep helping others, and keep fighting for justice and fairness. McGeorge School of Law graduates, we are so very proud of you. Go forth with your Pacific family in your heart and know that we are at your back. Congratulations.
Thank you, President EIBECK. The graduating class has selected 3 speakers, 1 each from the Day Division, the Evening Division, and our Master of Laws program. Representing the Day Division is Brian Michael Wiltshire. Mr. Wiltshire is from Reno, Nevada, and has spent the last 3 years splitting time between Reno and Sacramento. He is married to Tammy Wiltshire, and they have 2 children together, Kayla and Sean. Before coming to law school, he earned a BS in biology and an MBA from the University of Nevada. As a second year, he served as a research assistant for the Moot Court Honors Board, and as a third-year student, he was the chairman of the Moot Court Honors Board, and this year he will be inducted into the Order of the Barristers, a national honorary society whose purpose is to encourage excellence in oral and written advocacy. Mr. Wiltshire.
Thank you. Like Judge Callahan, I also hated law school. Thank you, Dean MOOTZ, for the kind words, but you left out a few accomplishments that I'd like to introduce. I'm also a level 251 in Candy Crush. I won the McGeorge Fantasy Football League, and I'm also a charter member of the Star Wars Live-Action Role-Playing Club, a division of the Space Law Society, and I'm proud to be the first Jedi Master at McGeorge. All joking aside, it is a great honor to be representing the Day Division of the class of 2014. Before I address the class, I would like to say a few thank yous. I would like to thank first our friends and family who came here and supported us today and through our law school journeys. I'd like to thank my wife Tammy for her support and encouragement over the last 3 years. I would also like to thank the faculty and the staff at McGeorge for your tremendous efforts in making our law school experiences the best that they could be. Finally, I'd like to thank U.S. News and World Report for saving the best for last. On that note, Judge Callahan, President EIBECK, Dean MOOTZ, esteemed faculty, honored guests, and class of 2014. Well, we made it. 3 years spent with our noses in the books is now in the books. And we've learned so much over the last 3 years. We learned how to read and write and even think like lawyers. We learned how to speak like lawyers, and that when making an argument, it is important to speak in lists of 3. For 3 reasons. First, it makes you sound smarter than you actually are. Second, it gives people the opportunity to take notes while hanging on to every word you utter. And third, well, I don't really have a third reason, but you always have to have a list of 3, so. I first realized I was speaking like a lawyer when I heard my wife say, "No, I don't want to hear the 3 reasons why you shouldn't have to empty the dishwasher. I'll just do it myself." We learned that when making an argument, the best way to win is to use really big words like practicable and penumbral and conclusory. That last word's not really a word at all. We learned that if you really apply yourself, work your butt off, give up on sleep, friends, family, TV, eating, drinking, and breathing, you too could be the proud recipient of a Whitkin Award. Yeah, that's what a law school needs. It's probably the most competitive environment you could imagine. Add in the fact that we're all given a rank, and top it off with prominently displaying the student's name who got the highest grade in the class. After a while, I caught on I wouldn't be receiving many Whitkin Awards. So I created another award to make myself feel better. The WILSHIRE Award is given to any student whose grade was average or just a little bit below. I don't have many Whitkin Awards, but I have more WILSHIRE Awards than I know what to do with. I have a lot of your WILSHIRE Awards too, and if you don't pick them up by the end of the day, I will shred them. But all this learning and all these awards did come at a price. Going to law school these days isn't cheap. And to put it into perspective what you could have done instead of going to law school, here are a few things you could have done. You could have purchased a 0.03% interest in the San Francisco Giants. You could have purchased a home. Well, a small home in Manteca. You could have purchased one, but only one, of Professor Myers' cars. I would go with the orange Lamborghini. You could have gone to Disneyland every day for 4.5 years. Disneyland, the happiest place on earth? I can say with a high degree of confidence that nobody's referred to law school as the happiest place on earth. But we do have something to show for it. We have a voice. We have a voice in the legal community, whereas before we did not. We have the ability to be heard and make changes, whereas others cannot. And in the words of Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. We have to use this voice to speak on behalf of others who don't have a voice. We have to ensure that those who rely on us for our strength and guidance can be heard, as we are their representatives. But your voice will not be heard if you don't truly believe in what it is you're doing, whether it's through teaching or being an activist, whether it's by striving to sit on the bench of the Supreme Court, or whether it's by having your face on a billboard in Albuquerque and representing the likes of Heisenberg. Don't waste a second of your life until you find what it is that you are supposed to do. And so, class of 2014, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may the spirit of McGeorge always be with you. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Brian. We now continue our quest to find someone who enjoyed law school. Representing the evening division is David C. Bass. Mr. Bass finished his bachelor's degree while serving active duty in the United States Coast Guard. He is a proud husband and father of seven-year-old Jackson and 2-year-old Charlotte Bass. In law school, he worked full-time as a law clerk for civil firms and a federal agency, as well as serving as a summer fellow at the California Attorney General's office. He also served on the Moot Court Honors Board and assisted Professor Larry Levine with his article on Justice Kennedy's jurisprudence regarding marriage equality. Perhaps most importantly, he found out last night that he passed the bar. Mr. Bass.
The worst part about having to give a speech the day after finding out that you're going to get the bar results is you have to write a speech that will fit either mood. And then yesterday, I'm getting all kinds of texts and emails from people congratulating me, which is awesome. And then the lawyers start chiming in. It's congratulations, congratulations, my condolences, rest in peace. All right, so I did find a quote that is perfect for our division and our class. It's a bit deep, since Brian stole all the jokes. I'll just get straight to it. It's by Teddy Roosevelt. It's not the critic that counts. It's not the man that points out where the strong man has stumbled or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred with blood and sweat and dust, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again because there is no effort without error or shortcoming, who actually strives to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms and great devotions, and spends himself on a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly. Class of 2014, you are the men and the women in the arena. You have dared greatly. Today, the people in this audience and the people behind me are here to celebrate your triumph and your high achievement. Congratulations. Now, I could go on to talk about the mythical evening student that has it harder than everyone else because they worked full-time and they've got a family. But that's not completely accurate. Not all of us worked full-time. Some of us did. We took off time for finals. Some of us powered through. Some of us raised families. Some of us volunteered. Some of us partied all the time. And some of us did study all day and all night and then some. And certainly to some of us, law school did feel a little bit like Animal Farm, where all animals are equal, just some are more equal than others. But it's enough to say that none of us did it without support. We all had support from the mentors behind me, the family and friends in this audience, and us, class of 2014, owe a debt of gratitude to everyone here. Yeah, that was for them. Is it the water? Do I take a drink of water when I want you to clap? So it's enough to say that you did your best with very little time, very little sleep, and most of you without an Adderall prescription. There's a couple there. But I do want to tell you the thing that I love most about my class is actually the bravery, the courage, the innovation, the creativity, the fact that you're very entrepreneurial, and many of you are very nonconformist, and I think that that's what our profession needs right now, a little bit of something different. Our profession is one that has a rather perverse view of success: money, power, fame, striking fear into opposing counsel's eyes as we walk through the courtroom. And many lawyers actually hate their jobs. They complain that they're stuck on some hedonic treadmill where it's an arms race for law firm compensation, and junior associates are clamoring for billable hours. And if you take a step back, it just looks like a pie eating contest where the prize is more pie. So the reason I'm proud to actually be a graduate of this school, two reasons. One, I get to graduate with people with a different value system. Many of you, I know your families, or I know of your families, because that's who you treasure, that's who you care about, and I've learned about that. You have a value system that's going to keep you and sustain you throughout your career. The other reason, and this has been talked about already, is just how practical your experience has been, our experience has been. That's why I came to McGeorge, was because of the actual real-life training that we were going to get, rankings be damned. And I can tell you, right now we have a new civility oath that's been attached to the attorney's oath. We have to promise as officers of the court to hold ourselves at all times with dignity, courtesy, and integrity. And many in the audience might be wondering, do you really need to be told that? Yes. But with a qualifier, I don't think that's necessarily true, not for my class and certainly not for graduates of McGeorge. The only way you learn that is if you actually do, if you actually learn how to use and exercise professional judgment. That's what we do here at McGeorge. You can't measure that by a Scantron, you can't measure that by the US News rankings. Although the national jurist did rank us amongst the top 10 of schools that actually provide graduates with practice-ready education. I'll take that any day. And on that note, I do want to thank Dean MOOTZ, Dean Landsberg, Professor Slocum, and the faculty that are actually trying to change things up. You should be commended for daring greatly, for changing the curriculum, for listening to students, for localizing the curriculum more than globalizing the curriculum. I know it's not easy and change is hard, and that many that don't like change will find irrelevance even more difficult. Now, you've given me one of the greatest honors in my life of letting me be your voice, so what I'd like to do is return the favor, small token of gratitude, and let you know that when you take the bar, you're going to be told, you're going to get inundated with solicited and unsolicited advice. And one of the things they're going to tell you is that you need to go to your friends and your family and tell them just how difficult the bar is. Now, I know most of you don't actually like asking people to feel sorry for you, so I'm going to do it. McGeorge friends and family, take pity on these poor creatures. No, really, it's awful. They're gonna walk in, yeah. See, I loved law school. And I actually didn't mind studying for the bar too much. I hated waiting. The past couple of months have been horrible. You have that to look forward to. No, but quickly. Family members, care packages are nice, but we are going to ask you to keep your distance just for a little while longer. We've used law school as an excuse to not go to family functions, but 3 more months isn't going to hurt you. Friends, please be there for them and remind them who they are, because a month from now they won't recognize themselves. And spouses, I really don't have the time to give you the full instruction manual on the proper care and feeding of your lunatic. But a perfect picture of love and patience. Catherine, she's sitting in the back there, my wife, and you can ask her. So one final thank you to everyone behind us. The faculty here have put in a considerable amount of time and effort into our class, into all of our classes. I do want to thank them, Larry Levine, John Sims, Brian Slocum, especially, and also GLS professors. You guys are awesome, and I know how much you guys have to put in to giving us the real heavy lifting of law life, so thank you. Also, mentors that are out there, thank you very much for giving us a true bridge to practice and modeling ethical behavior, and I especially want to thank David Drewliner, who's out there, who's a mentor of mine. One last thing with our classmates. Those of you that were leaders, thank you so much for going to all the meetings, SBA, all of that. We didn't get to see a lot of your effort, and we thank you so much for that. But I do want to make a special name drop here for Jared Christensen. You've led as a quiet professional. You don't advertise your accomplishments, and that means you don't get the accolades, but it makes for a great leader and a great lawyer. So, all right, class, know this. The measure of legal talent and leadership is not the number of Witkins or top grades, as Brian has pointed out, or how fast you type. It's producing great work product when you have half the people and half the time. It's treating your staff with respect. You are not your GPA any more than this school is its ranking. And the only thing standing now between you and your clients and their real problems is that 3-day quiz. Be courageous, be courteous, dare greatly, Godspeed, go get your bar card.
Thank you, David. Representing the LLM class as speaker is LUISA ROSWITHA GEILING. Ms. Geiling studied in Paris, France, and earned her first law degree in her home country of Germany at the University of Passau, where she was active in many community activities. After working for the German Foreign Service in Berlin and Brussels, Ms. Geiling decided to pursue the LLM program in transnational business practice at McGeorge. Ms. Geiling.
I would like to start with a German saying, which says, every farewell is a little death on the one hand, but it offers the chance of a new beginning on the other. Dear Dean MOOTZ, professors, students, family and friends, class of 2014, we have come here today to celebrate our graduation from McGeorge, together with newfound and old friends, family, and close ones. A graduation that will put an end to an amazing, challenging, sometimes frustrating, but in the end, always rewarding time at McGeorge. It will put an end to a time filled with vivid memories, new adventures, personal and professional developments, and a time we will later describe as the best time of our lives. But what seems like an eternity to us now actually didn't start too long ago, especially for us LLM students. We arrived here last August in a different country with a different culture, having to speak a foreign language, and not knowing anybody at all. Our group of people came from all around the world, from Malawi, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Taiwan, Philippines, Australia, Saudi Arabia, Armenia, Russia, and Germany. We met in Sacramento to go on what turned out to not only be a great adventure, but a time in our lives that widened our horizons and that put a mark on our lives forever. On our first orientation day, I remember we were all huddled together in this room, curiously looking at each other, eager to make new friends and meet new people. And then first conversations started, and before we even realized it, we knew everybody in this room. We knew our little international group. And the international office fostered these friendships and organized trips and events throughout the first weeks. And soon enough, it just felt like being in a group of old friends. Later on, we didn't only talk about normal, everyday things, but we also shared the same enthusiasms to discover our new home, Sacramento. But we also had some doubts as to what do we have to expect in class? Will we even succeed? And we didn't know what classes to take out of the wide ranges offered for LLM students at McGeorge. But eventually we did settle down for some classes, and then the lectures came. Lectures, which meant the Socratic method in the States, came into our lives. And being cold called on by a professor, it sounded scary during orientation, but believe me, it was even scarier in class. We were nervous, afraid to speak out loud. We were secretly fearing that everybody would just turn around and look at us like, who is this girl, who is that guy having an accent? But somehow we did survive all of this, and we are here now. We managed to survive, and we learned that this adrenaline rush is just part of being in an American law school. But after the first weeks, and without realizing it, we adapted more and more and just got caught up in the middle of law school routines. We had to turn in memos, we had to take countless quizzes, doing the readings, and we always tried to figure out the system of when a professor would call on us. Somehow, we never really figured it out for some professors. But miraculously, we are here today, and in large parts, that's also thanks to the McGeorge faculty. Our professors were here, and they always supported us. If we had any questions, if we didn't understand something in class, they were accessible, and they even knew us by name, and I've never experienced that in any other school. So at this point, I would just like to thank our professors. But also worth mentioning are Christy and Kilmans at the International Office, who handled all of our problems of the LLM students without the slightest blink of an eye, because we missed so many deadlines and we didn't know how to fill in some papers, and we couldn't find supermarkets. So they were always there for us. And thank you for your help and support, Clemence and Christy. But what am I saying? What would all of this have been without you JD students? You were here when we needed class materials, or when we didn't understand a case, or you reassured us that finals would be great and we should just stop worrying too much. So you asked us, you welcomed us openly and warmly, and you asked us, do you want to join bar review in the first weeks? And of course we did, obviously. And then you invited us over to your homes and to just spend time together, and how I learned here, to just chill. But thank you, McGeorge 3 Outs. Thank you for including us as your friends, for making this year an incredible one. I just remember so many things, like rugby games, relaxing times by the pool, and also the great events organized by you from the students' organizations. You made us taste Californian wine, discover the Google headquarters, meet judges and other academia and actually be able to talk to them. And last but not least, the most important thing, we had great American barbecues in the quad. So what I want to say is McGeorge provided the framework and the basis for a law career, but it was you, the JDs, and the people here that actually brought this year to life. All of these new friendships that will hopefully last after our return back home made us feel like home here. And the endless and fond memories we will have will always be tied to McGeorge and to you. So McGeorge has become our home, but unfortunately at this point we have to say farewell. But as we say in Germany, if one door closes, another opens up. And with graduation today, part of this great journey at McGeorge ends, but another door opens up, and it's no lesser than the world itself. The world is waiting and open for us to just follow our dreams, to get closer to our goals, or to just enjoy life. It's on us now to determine our future and to collect the fruits of all this hard work we put into law school. Class of 2014, I wish you all the best for the future, good luck in following your dreams, and to say it in German, viel Glück für die Zukunft. Thank you.
Thank you, Luisa. We now turn to our principal order of business, the happy task of awarding Juris Doctor degrees to 189 candidates, Master of Laws degrees to 11 candidates, and Master of Science in Law degree to 2 candidates. Marshals, will you please prepare the candidates? As the candidates gather to receive their degrees, I'm grateful for the opportunity to make some brief remarks, and I promise I will keep them brief. First, I would like to thank my faculty colleagues for their hard work over the past 3 or 4 years to provide an excellent education to the students who are receiving their degrees today. I've been a legal educator for 23 years at several law schools, and in my 2 years at Pacific McGeorge, I've been impressed and inspired by the faculty's dedication to ensuring that our students are prepared for the challenges of contemporary law practice. In particular, I want to recognize the professors selected for recognition by the Student Bar Association this year, Professor Michael Malloy for the LLM program, Professor John Myers for the full-time program, and Professor Brian Slocum for the part-time program. Additionally, 2 faculty members received university recognition for their contributions to the law school this year. Professor Tim Naccarato received the Outstanding Student Organization Advisor Award for his work with the Military Law Society. And Associate Dean Dorothy Landsberg received the Podesto Award for Excellence in Student Life, Mentoring, and Counseling. Second, I'd like to thank all of those who are in attendance here for the love and support you have provided to our students. Their gratitude is shown by the fact that nearly every personal statement printed in the program is directed to you with love and thanks. I hope that you appreciate how necessary your contribution has been to their success. We are happy to have you here celebrating their achievements. Graduates, give them an applause. Finally, a hearty congratulations to the class of 2014. You are about to join a great profession that will give you immense personal satisfaction if you remember that it is a profession that serves others. You will feel this responsibility acutely when you are representing a person who is in crisis, who quite literally is at the worst moment in his or her life. This client does not come to you seeking an answer to a legal question. The client wants you to help them deliberate about their dire situation and plan a course of action. The client wants hope. This is particularly true when you represent individuals, a person accused of a crime or a person who has suffered an injury. But it's also true when you represent businesses. In my practice experience, representing a small business was equally challenging because the client's family depended on the ability of their business to survive. Emotions run just as high in these situations. It's rewarding to play a vital role in your client's life, but it is also a challenge. The client will come into your office with angst and fear. Your job is to relieve them of this strife, to help them shoulder the burden. If you do your job correctly, your client will sleep a little easier that night, and you will stay up a little bit later, thinking about how you can serve them in their time of need. There are many happy moments in representing clients, helping them to launch a business or to adopt a child. But when you are assisting a client facing a difficult situation, you will most acutely experience the duty of our profession to serve others. I hope that your education at Pacific McGeorge serves you well in the future. Please stay in touch and let your professors know when you put the knowledge they gave you to use. We want to hear about your professional development. I hope you enjoy your life in the law and that you find great satisfaction in serving others. We are now ready for the candidates to receive their degrees. President EIBECK, I'm very honored to present our candidates for the degrees of Master of Laws, Master of Science in Law, and Juris Doctor.
With the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I confer upon you the academic degree for which you've qualified, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Law in Transnational Business Practice, Pei Wenwei. Tamara Kulik. LUISA ROSWITHA GEILING. Obaid Abdallah and Rakan. Beatrice Tadala Wangrela. Mehran Ayasu Ailu. Olga Boozer with Brian Maximilian Mattis. Philip Andrew Williams and Walker Thomas Williams. Amy Lynn Eisner. Ryan David Casso.
Now we're at the JD.
Already? Ladies and gentlemen, the Master of Laws and Master of Science in Law class of 2014. President IBECK, we now present to you the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor, beginning with the valedictorians, upon whom you shall confer valedictorian medals, and those members of the class of 2014 selected by our faculty committee on honors and awards for special recognition. The valedictorian for the day division of the class of 2014 is Gregory Arthur Hayes, Order of the Coif with great distinction, Certificate in Advocacy. Gregory is also recognized for outstanding scholarship and academic achievement with the Outstanding Graduating Senior Award. The valedictorian for the evening division of the class of 2014 is Tara Maureen Rojas. Order of the Coif with great distinction. Tara is also recognized for outstanding scholarship accomplishments with the Outstanding Scholarship Achievement Award, and she passed the February bar. Recognized for outstanding scholarship and academic achievement, Outstanding Graduating Senior Award for the evening division, Natalie Kuffel with Otto and Felix. Recognized for overall scholastic accomplishment, the Outstanding Scholastic Achievement Award for the day division, Jake Charles Weaver, the Order of the Coif with great distinction. Recognized by the committee for having remarkable contributions to the Pacific McGeorge community, the Outstanding Student Achievement Award for the day division, Amanda Louise Eiler, Order of the Coif with great distinction. For the evening division, Roman Anthony Edwards, the Order of the Coif with great distinction. And Melissa Ann Hasty with distinction. Recognized by the committee for best representing a combination of scholarship and leadership, qualities embodied by the American Law Institute and American Bar Association for the day division, Teresa Sue Shriver, Order of the Coif with great distinction. And for the evening division, Amy Colleen Martin, the Order of the Coif with great distinction. Finally, the Faculty Committee on Honors and Awards gives you the recipients of the Outstanding Student Service Award in recognition of the graduating seniors who have given the most significant service to the McGeorge community. For the day division, Amanda Christine Massimini, with distinction and a certificate in advocacy. And for the evening division, Mario R. Walther, with Houston Walther. And now, continuing with the JD class of 2014, Daniel M. Jensen with his sons Samuel and Luke Jensen, with distinction. Brian Michael Wilshire. David C. Bass with Jackson and Charlotte.
Woo!
Elizabeth Jane Smoots. Anastasia Richard. Christopher Clemens. Veronica Long. Ashish Ushakbat. Tiffany Wan. Yen Wei. Lauren Elizabeth Britt with Desiree Britt. Simone Chantal Smith. Jared Everett Christensen, Intellectual Property Certificate. Amy Winters, passed the February 2014 bar exam. Andre Shostak. Bolin Lee. Damanpreet Gill. Mandeep Kaur Gill, with distinction. David Michael Silva Bishop. Eliezer Moshe Cohen, with distinction. Michelle Renee Paisley.
Does that make sense, sir? Wonderful.
Julianne Trefon. Brian Michael Flemmer, Capital Certificate in Public Law and Policy with an emphasis in Tax Law and Policy, with distinction. Albert Joseph Skoma. Ryan T. Kokett. Michael Christopher Ognenovsky. Cameron Michael Easterling. Aaron F. Scott and friends. Justin W. Walker. Tracy L. Frazier. Jenneth Estelle Lee. Christina Ann Brown. Andrew Christian Schock. Robert Wayne Sweeten. Sean Daniel O'Dowd, with distinction. Kenneth Eugene Blackenfeld III. Stephen Michael Lewis, with distinction. Kenton Daniel Trigger, with distinction. Catherine L. Panko, with distinction. Shannon Elizabeth Lacey, with distinction. Andrea Six Morris, Order of the Barristers. Kaylee Suzanne Nelson. Jonathan Douglas Ash and daughters Erin and Elizabeth Ash. Matthew Reed. Jacob Collier Smith, Order of Barristers. Kevin J. Heights, with great distinction. Morgan Ira Branch. Brandon Keith Melton. Elena A. Wilson with sons Chris and Alex, with distinction. Master of Laws, Transnational Business Practice. Jinwen Choi with Gemma. Waleed A. Salahelden. Robert Allen Bartley. Peggy B. Vargas. Esther Hahn. Ian Jones. Kaylin Ellison. Danielle Anna Mesrobian. That was close. Yeah. Jorge Alberto Guardado Jr. Daniel Lee Borgatti with Jennifer Borgatti. Preston Scheller Schaub. Jason Robert Holly. Stephanie N. Roos. Arthur Aaron Michael Brino, Capital Certificate in Public Policy and Law. Jamie Lee Martinez. Olutoyin Adeseyan Ejir Otutu. Darren Matthew Cordano. Simran Singh Sekon. Jim Logsdon.
You owe me a beer. Oh boy.
Anna Karina de la Torre Fennel. Uric D. O'Brien, with distinction, Appellate Advocate of the Year. Rebecca Deal, with distinction. Sosan Madanat, Certificate in Public Law and Policy. Haley Brianne Thomas, with distinction. Maria Cristina Andrade.
I'm going to give this card, and then we'll hold hands, okay?
Emma K. Severson.
Okay, hold hands.
Joshua Philip Hunsucker, with Will and Nathan Hunsucker, with distinction. Alex Sohal, with distinction. Douglas Lee Ropel, the Order of the Coif, with great distinction. Elise Marie Sisson. Russell Frank, with distinction. Michelle Pye, the Order of the Coif, with great distinction. Yolanda Wynn Vo. Andrew Neff. Jonathan W. Wood, with distinction. Zachary Hamilton, with distinction. Michael Richardson. Sean William Joyce, with distinction. Dr. Greg Martin Wager. Raymond Shane Quigley, with distinction. Miles Graveson Taylor, with distinction. Eric Marquez. C. Justin Cutler, with distinction. Christopher Holden Blau, with distinction. David William Robbins. Jordan Elliott Houle. Sonam Mali.
Got Sonam.
Serena J. Collis, emphasis in business and tax law. Justin Goodwin, with great distinction. Dylan Brady, with distinction. Martino Pojo. Jeremy Paul Sutter, with son Logan, son Jackson, and wife Lori Sutter, the Order of the Coif with great distinction, and passed the bar last night. Haley Linnell Hansen. Tiffany Carol Wynn, with distinction. Teal Danielle Erickson, with distinction, Order of the Barristers. Whitney Leigh Prout, the Order of Coif, with great distinction. Kyle J. Clausen, with distinction. Amaya Smith McKenzie. Kyle John Yeager, with great distinction, Order of the Barristers. Benjamin Adam Grimes, and his children Ellie and Peter, with distinction. Nicole Marie Omotoy. David Emmerich Vidil. Patrick Michael Brady, with distinction. Ryan Scott Riddles. Danielle N. Hash, with distinction. Kira DeLay. Sophia Partushu Lumbang. Savina Kaur Takar. Neda Nassar Aguera. Kyle Jones, with distinction. Michelle Nam. Katie Reed, with distinction. Allegra Volonte Gaubert. Giovanna A. Di Pasquale. Jasmine M. Jones. Corinne Annie Brown. Kristen Bromley Wang with Bowman Wang. Patrice Grace de Guzman. Shang Lin with Casey Eng. Sungyo Samuel Park. Robin Leigh Miller with Elijah Hopkins. With distinction. Sanjeev Singh Bajwa with daughters Tejal and Jia Bajwa. With distinction. Passed the February 2014 bar. Camille K. Rasmussen. Kelsey Lee Gowans with distinction. Brianna Marcel Garner. Aaron Michael Montoya. Michael Chapin Human, the Order of the Coif with great distinction. Andrew J. Keene with distinction. Alexander Bujescu with distinction. Anastasia Yuskov, the Order of the Coif with great distinction. Lee Erica Hernandez. Tracy Yvonne Sparks. Matthew D. Klopfenstein. William Patrick Connican with distinction. Patrick Donald Kubasik. Mahaver Jogani. Dina Fisk Milkey with distinction. Marissa Elizabeth Shea. Marshall Todd Andrews. Danielle Marie Lent, the Order of the Coif with great distinction. Patrick Evans McDonnell with distinction. Christopher Wenjie Wu. Michelle Chester. Julian Philip Benavides, Certificate of Advocacy. Catherine Mika Takayama. Owen Zion with distinction. Christy Boys with distinction. Amy Marie Smith. Cheryl A. Lair, the Order of the Coif with great distinction. Michelle A. Scheineman with great distinction. Nicholas Ryan Shepard with distinction. Stephen L. Hallett with distinction, passed the February bar. Vincent Wura Atmedja. Tony Vincent Schiavo with distinction. Kristen Nicole Caprito with distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, the Juris Doctor degree class of 2014.
On behalf of the class of 2014 and our faculty and staff, please join us for a very happy reception on the law school campus immediately following the ceremony. I look forward to greeting you there. Dr. LOHR will now pronounce the benediction. Following the benediction, please remain in your seats until the graduating class has left the floor of the auditorium. Thank you.
So I have the honor of saying a blessing over you all, and I hope there's something in here for each one of you. We've come to celebrate, and may that spirit of celebration go with you as you depart. May your achievements bring you fulfillment, make this world a better place, and bring about justice for all. My prayer for you, graduates, is that you will use your education and your positions in law to bring sickness into health, dark places into light ones, poverty into riches, bigotry, racism, oppression, and hatred into love, violence into peace, and injustice into justice. May God give you strength, courage, and may you be blessed on your way. Amen.